well. Okay, I'm playing Efe Metehan Yavuz from Turkey. And we are getting a fairly quiet opening. I'm guessing e4 or c4 at this point. Sicilian Invitation. That is a name I haven't seen. d6. Queen d7, should we do that? Let's do that. Why not? Played this a few times in the past, usually with reasonable success. The idea is to protect this knight so that I can play b6, bishop b7 later on. People have started to do this with opposite colors as well, like going for an early e3. Not e3. d3, queen d2. So normally when they go for e3, you just take the knight. I can hear a lot of yelling from the next streaming room, like, open your eyes! I don't know if you guys can hear that. Now you normally go f5. I had this against Chinese grandmaster with the name of Dr. Tiger a few weeks ago in Title Tuesday. I was doing fine initially, then I was doing not fine at all, and then I tricked him in time pressure, and I think that gave me tournament victory. At least it was close. At least d4, I'm not sure I love that for him. I think he should have been focused on trying to get e4 rather than d4. There's knight e4, but you know what? I feel like sacking the exchange. Knight e5, I'm just going to take it. c4 is hanging, and I like my compensation.
I think you have to move the mic closer to your face.
Okay. Always some issues. Why always me? So the idea is that this bishop is most likely going to end up being poor one. It's got a pawn weakness here. My position is very solid. And yeah, generally there's a very decent amount of compensation for not, honestly, not a very big material investment. Since he keeps allowing it, I'm considering to go knight to e4. Then bishop e4, f e4. This bishop really is quite miserable. I think this is probably just more or less winning position for me. Well, at least now. Bishop g4. If the rook moves, this bishop is attacked, so he's even going to be material down. We can trade rooks. And why not? Every trade that brings it closer to this knight being the only piece on the board and dominating this bishop should be considered a success for me. I'm going to go b5. I'm going to go a5. a4 next. f3 I take, and then I invade with rook d3. Let's go b4. Not in the most patient mood right now. take it. As we were talking about earlier, the move rook to d3 looks very good. Bishop f2. Or like cb, ab. Bishop f2, I can rook c3, rook d2. Even bc3, anything wins. I don't know what his idea is, but guess I'll grab a pawn. And e5. Otherwise there was rook c4, which doesn't really work because I can take his bishop, but it might as well be uber precise. Now rook e2. And, well, he is fighting on admirably. But this is very much a lost cause. But at the very least, he's getting like a modicum of counterplay on the king's side. You know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with him. It's not the most obvious way to win, since I think I'm allowing him to get a new queen here, but it is more than enough. So now I'm gonna go king c4, force his bishop back, and then I'm gonna run with the pawn, and at the end of everything I'll pick up this bishop. Oh! No, the bishop is protected by the queen from h8. Well, that was a bit silly. I mean, regardless, I'm 2 pawns up and have a completely winning position. But that was really just trying to be a little bit more clever than needed. Let's... Oh, there's queen c3. I have to take a little bit of care. King b5. He has fought well. I gotta give him that. But he is still fighting a lost cause here. No more checks. I can march the king, or when he goes here, I can just win the bishop. Oh, no resignation, huh? Where is the stalemate? I don't see it. There's the stalemate. Okay, that makes sense. No, I don't fall for that anymore. Actually, I sometimes do, but not every time. The point is, if I had... This is called the Rosen Trap, named after a prolific chess streamer, and I am Eric Rosen. And the idea is that if your opponent pre-moves in a situation like this, then that would be a very bad idea. Since then it would be stalemate. Okay, 1 out of 1. And we can...
Do you want us to fix the microphone real quick?
Yeah, apparently apparently I also need to fix the second device.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong there.
What's wrong with the second device?
I have no idea. They haven't told me.
Okay.
The second cam needs fixing whenever you're free. No pressure.
Maybe it's the angle?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna make sure it locks on you.
The camera setup?
Yeah. This will lock on you. And let's make sure the gain's working.
Sure.
What about the mic? What's the issue there?
The mic gain.
We're just turning it up, I think.
Over.
Yep.
Here, you should be able to. I believe it's this one. Maybe this one.
That should maybe up the gain a little bit. Can you test it?
Tests.
Test it again.
Test.
Mm,
Test.
I think this is all the gain I can put on.
Okay, test again.
Test.
It is reaching in the reds now, so it should have more gain.
Okay.
So it should be.
We could be blowing the ears off people without knowing.
Yeah, this is the gain, like for input 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just this little like.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm seeing much better in chat.
cool.
Okay. Cool.
Perfect. There you go.
We have there's a small fan if it gets too hot, but we just have to plug it in.
It could even go down a little bit apparently, but I'm sure chat will like.
Okay.
It should just be the
Oh,
first.
it says too much?
Too much.
Can we, yeah, down a bit.
Okay. Should go. This. I'm assuming this is probably better for everyone.
I saw that Levon played this today at the World Cup, so I was keen to try the same thing.
What's the reaction?
Bishop c5. Well, that seems reasonable. I was going to say, is knight a4 insane? It probably is. Well, what's the point now? I don't get it. Maybe I'll do this. I think we just end up in some kind of Italian. So now looking at it from the white side, I know that a lot of people go bishop e2. It looks insane. Why wouldn't you go bishop to c4? But I guess we'll go our own way. Breaking all the rules. I guess here in the opening, like knight g4 is not a thing now because it takes and knight a4 and there's no bishop b4 check. That is one point of this line. And here also a3 is, I think, reasonably useful. What's the idea now? Guess I'll go here. Maybe knight d5 was a move. Didn't think about that. Ugh, I'm so unfocused. That's the problem. There was bishop e7 there, so he's not forced to make any kind of significant concessions there. Could have gone maybe I should have gone g4. Ah, not good. But, I mean, we still have a fine position. Certainly nothing too exciting. Here, knight g4. I mean, since now he's played h6, it's kind of tempting to do something on the king side. And the queen side for the moment is locked. So this feels relatively sensible. Let's go here. And I want to take and start pushing some pawns. Potentially. Two takes, which I believe I'm fairly happy to see. Bishop e6, I guess. Now we jump in. g6 is not possible for the moment. And it feels like I have a bit of an initiative. g4 coming next. I'm tempted to play g4 here. g6, I can either move the knight away, or I can just sack the knight. And both of them look kind of hot. Okay, let's see. I feel like the sacrifice, especially in Blitz, is never going to be like really, really bad. Even if it doesn't work, I probably have some kind of longer term compensation. Okay, so he quite sensibly declines my generous offer. Now I believe I have to go back. shameful retreat, if I ever saw one. So there's h5. Kind of tempted to do this and then try. Let's play sensibly. Exchange them queens. I'm not better here, but I've shifted from trying to checkmate till now I'm very happy if I can try and win an endgame. Transforming sort of the square for the knight. That is somewhat annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a super convenient way of defending that pawn. Should I do some bishop a? No, I don't think so. Let's go here, protect this pawn. So if people don't know, this guy is by far the strongest player from Madagascar. And I think he moved to France, if I am not mistaken, in order to further his chess career there. f6. Well, I was thinking now that he's played f6, I can go c4, and then he can no longer park the knight on f6. It doesn't really do much though. Well, he goes there, which is quite sensible too. I don't love this. Let's go c5, activate the rook. I don't really see too much of a plan here for me. Like, what am I actually playing for? I guess I gotta go for b4 or b3 maybe. Otherwise, it was very hard for me to make progress. Not that this is kind of big progress, but at least it changes the nature of the position. Kind of tempted to go c6 here to give myself an outside pass pawn. Yeah, let's do that. Feels like there is very little risk involved. Rook a4. Well, he doesn't want to trade, which I think was a draw, but it's understandable that he doesn't want to play that position because I'm the only one who can make any progress there, but I don't think I could make any real progress. Now, on the other hand, I mean, this I guess is still a draw, but he hasn't really avoided what he wanted not to do, which is get into a passive position. And now, well, now I activate my rook, and this should be very dangerous for him. Let's give a check and take. King d1, I don't love that. Oh, I gotta play faster. This is actually not clear at all. d2, I go king f3. Sorry, d3, I go king f3. But I'm gonna have to sack my knight here. But I'm banking on these pawns being super quick. Okay, now I don't know if I love that move from him. Now I either get to take this pawn, bring the knight back, d2, king e2. Okay. Now I guess I pushed the pawn. This is still not clear, by the way. But it should be winning now. Check. H7. Rook d2, king e3. No more checks, and rook d8 next. Makes it only a matter of whether I can avoid being flagged. And since I am way up on time, that should be reasonably simple. b5, good defense. It's not making it that easy. I can take this. 4. Okay. Well, not the most convincing of games, but honestly, we rarely play those in the early games. But we do get the win. But I don't think that will be my new favorite opening. And my play is like... Actually, I'm well rested today. I'm traveling, so I got my first really good night of sleep in a little while. But I still feel like a little bit off. But let's see. Okay, big flag there. So games should be starting. Klekowski 92. I feel like I've played this guy before. C4. That is provocative. And I'm playing the English defense. C4, B6, and so on. Which, honestly, is quite respectable. Knight of 6. To go D5. Okay, let's play the Vincent Keimer variation. He has been playing the Queen's Indian a bunch recently, and this line is what he goes for. Now this move I don't love for him. What's the idea? I'm making a useful move, and then I'll decide later where I'll bring the... this is the idea. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'll still go G6. G7. Castles. He's making a lot of quick moves here. B3 to avoid A4 and clamping down on these squares. Now I guess I'll go E5. Stake a little bit of a claim in the center. Hoping like ED and knight. Oh. Now that move I don't like for him at all. Now I think I'm doing really very decently. The question is, should I just take this? I know it looks strange, but I actually like it. Here, I'll go Queen D7. Next, I probably want F5 and E4. For the moment, E4 is not possible, since I have this fork. Here as well, I think I have time for F5. Once I get this, I definitely have a positional advantage. Good knight against somewhat inactive bishop, and a space advantage too. Bishop D2 seems normal, but I do get A4 and knight B3, which is, I think, quite unpleasant. So you have to go to B1 or not to D1 since there was knight D4 and knight D2. But I think, so here I was relying on the move E3 a little bit. And I did believe that I'd be much better here. And I still do. He can probably protect his pawn like this, and then rook c3. But I do get g5, g4. Do I have something better? Queen e7, king f2. And then g5, but then my rook is somewhat getting trapped? Question mark? Okay, I think it's still reasonable. No, it's not getting trapped. I always have the check on h4. So I think this pawn is now a goner. And I was just thinking a little bit, if I don't play this, maybe he had e4 and then the pin versus my bishop was a little bit annoying. Oh my god, what is... this mouse is really sensitive. It's a bit annoying. Like, I was intending to go rook e4, but I hadn't, in my mind at least, I hadn't dropped it yet. And then it was like, it just reacted. Yeah, I guess we'll just pretend that this was all intended. Bishop e4, bishop e5. See if I can win like this. No, let's take the material. Be sensible. Here and then queen h6. Seems to be an unstoppable threat. Attacking e3 and attacking h2. There's no way to defend both, so I think I am breaking through here. Rook f7, e4. No, it doesn't make any sense. So we'll take this. He is still fighting. It's very sensitive. Yeah, you can still fight on a bit here. It's a bit annoying. a4 now is met by rook e4. Should wrap things up. This is... If I were to venture a guess, this was probably missed by him. Let's put the rook on a safe square, and then this pawn advances, amongst other things. He has no counterplay whatsoever. Okay, good win. Let me just see, was this completely winning? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm in time to stop the pawn, so there was no reason to panic. Let me see if bishop f3 was good. Yeah, it was. Ah, there's rook b1 and then e4. Okay. Here f5. Ah, b4. That's why I don't put the queen here. Put it on e7 and then... I put it on d7 so that I could support b5 in some lines. Should we quickly look at some other games? GM Hikaru. Semyon Novozhilov. 95? 95 was good, I think. Or decent. Queen f6 just is a bit nervous, but he is fighting well. Queen e7. Hikaru's gonna win. I'm just curious as to how. Looked like he had kind of a smallish advantage most of the game. H5, H6. There's F6 now. Queen B7. That looks wrong. Rook E4, F6. Maybe just E4. E4? No. E4, maybe that was Queen B1. Hikaru wants to just trade the queens, and then he will most likely win on position, but in worst case he'll flag, and his opponent is thinking way too long here. Just gotta trade, go rook c7, do that quickly. Same move faster, as they say. Also rook d7 was I think better, instead of the rook all the way back. Now, knight f7, rook a7. He's not even threatening the rook. What am I talking about? Just go e4 or something. On position, Novozhilov is fighting very well, but he's not going to make it on time. Funny to hear that coming from me, not making it on time. It's a bit of a panicky check, but there wasn't much to do there. Okay, so another win for him. Joins the pack of, I think, a number of people on 3 out of 3, including your favorite streamer. That's me. I'm your favorite streamer. There shouldn't be a lot of games left, but there are maybe some games that will go longer because of flag. There's mate in 2. All the games should be pretty much over. Marco Materia. What's his name? Oh, Scarby. Yeah, he's very good. Very strong, young French player. And I think probably lost to him in Title Tuesday before. At least I've had like serious scares. C6. The audacity to play the closed Catalan. Because generally in opening you play is this a thing? I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen this before. This is actually not bad at all, what he's doing. Maybe that was too slow. Just wanted to prevent this, and probably should have taken immediately. This mouse is too sensitive. Like, I'm still considering moves, and then boom, it plays it. Just like, chill. Let me be indecisive. Knight d4 is the idea. Knight g5, knight d4. Don't like that. So I guess we'll take knight e4. Knight d4, I suppose. I actually think he is quite alright here. I think I'll take, and then Queen a4, there's knight b6. If If I take that pawn, I think my queen is getting trapped. So I don't really know what to do after knight d4. I think he's just fine. Queen d3 maybe? Some ideas of knight g5. Ugh. I don't love it. Yeah, knight g5, there's bishop f5, queen d1. Shouldn't be that great. Let's take b4, hoping for bishop b2. Which at the moment is probably a quite significant threat. This is not easy. There's bishop c4 probably. So I don't love that. I think you gotta go knight g5. Just take the bishop pair while we can. Bishop c4, queen d2. Hoping to maybe get the bishop around. Yeah, I don't love my position here. Just to protect the square. I would rather make some more aggressive moves. At least for the moment, d3 cannot be pushed because the knight is hanging. So that's the one thing that is kind of keeping me a little bit afloat at the moment. I was gonna say, am I blundering f6 here? I just realized. I think I gotta do this. If he takes, there's a back rank checkmate. This is very shaky, what I'm doing here. I mean, I'm honestly not playing that badly. He's just playing a very good game so far. Yeah, he calls my bluff. Rudely. So I can take... Should I go here instead? At least that will at least temporarily make his position quite discoordinated. Bishop d5, I think. It's not like this position is dead lost. Like, I have significant compensation here. Don't know if it's enough though. I should be fine. Actually, I should be pretty much all right here. Knight d6, maybe I go... Oh, rook d7, rook d8. Because I was thinking knight d6, rook e6, rook d8, rook f6, he's got knight e4. Forces to trade of queens, and then I'm just stuck in a worse endgame. This one I didn't think was that great. Let me see, queen b7, queen d... No, I think I should go here first. Here. Queen f6, I believe. Rook a7, and then rook d7 back. Is there any point? No, I don't think so. Or is there rook h3 maybe? Maybe this is good. That's a wild move. But I'm threatening mate. And I'm threatening the knight. This probably is winning. The reason I put it on h3 and not on h5 is that then it can be attacked by the queen on g6. But now, yeah, with the time situation as well, I should be able to win. Not super easy though. But I'll go here, and then he does have threats, but I should have more than enough threats of my own. Queen also Paris, the long diagonal. So now queen h8, and then my rook comes into the game, and his queen goes. Super interesting game. I don't feel like he made any like really bad decisions there. And yeah, I guess here he's just doing well. What am I supposed to do there in the opening? Huh. I'm already worse. Go figure. So this was... Yeah, f6 immediately was winning. Yeah, now I'm actually fine. What's the... Oh, he has the take and then queen h5. And this actually wins, yeah. Queen f6, which I expected. But yeah, specifically rook h3 wins. Okay, that was some good finds, but a little bit of luck, but I don't feel bad about that game. I just thought that I played a really strong player who put me to like a very serious test, which I managed to pass. So quite happy with that. Yeah, quite a few players. I'm 4 out of 4 already. There's a little bit of a break coming up for me, so I will be right back.
Sorry, can I move the mic for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Plug it, that also doesn't seem to be charging.
No, I usually have to try a couple of times.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I would assume this would be the way it would work.
Yeah.
Right. You prefer the door closed?
A little bit open because I need a little bit of air to come in. Okay, meanwhile, with all the nonsense that's going on, we have started a chess game here. Oh, they seem what? Knight e2 and then h4 maybe? No, it's not. This setup, black position. G4, knight 4, good.
Sorry, your microphone.
Oh, my microphone. Forgot about that. Oh well. We are focusing on everything but the game. But then again, what else is new? Position should be quite good though. He's burning a lot of time. Oh wow. It's a very surprising decision. I suppose maybe it doesn't lose immediately, but I don't think there are a lot of people who'd want to go for this position voluntarily. So this move, because if I go gf, then you could go g5. So I'll activate the queen immediately. Yeah. Here, I'll probably take. Or I can also go queen d4, exploiting the pin. Yeah, queen d4 still looks very tempting. I guess I can take here first. g5. Then we jump in. Rook e3 is just begging to be played. And I shall oblige. There's a possibility that queen d2 could have held on reasonably well there. Now queen f4, e4. Yeah, should be over quite soon. Maybe you can fight a bit. Well, maybe you can. Wouldn't put a lot of money out on it though. Queen d2. Kind of want to try and win in a flashy way here, but I'm not sure it's possible. Knight e2, king f1, queen h4, rook e1, bishop c3, but is that really better than... Let's do it. No, there's bishop f3 maybe. Bishop f3 and then, okay. Let's just be boring, trade the queens. Just take the winning endgame. Yeah, bishop e5, bishop f4. Take the pawn. This is completely winning. Rook c1 is winning. Let's just do that then. Oh, I missed that. That was actually kind of a big miss. Oh well. Still fine. But that was not impressive. Still picking up this pawn and Should win. 2 pawns up. Opposite color bishops, but I'll be able to... Yeah, I'll be able to create pass pawns on both sides, so shouldn't be any issue. Right. Very worst case, I'm winning on time. That's a good move. Didn't really think about that. I guess I can grab A2. This pawn cannot be defended. And he has a blockade, but it's not going to be enough. For the Norwegian viewers, I wonder what kind of car this guy drives. That's going to be new queen. Yeah, a lot of tech issues, a lot of nonsense, but at least we get through with another win. Let's have a look at games. Hikaru made a draw. Niemann won. Alireza won. So we got some very good players with 5 out of 5. Oh. Is this Elon Schneider? No, this is not somebody else. Just got to 5 out of 5. There aren't a lot of players left. 6 players now with 5 out of 5, including the author of these lines. Oh. I'm playing Shimanov. I got white, which was to be expected, I suppose. See what he does against d4. Gonna get another King's Indian, huh? It's not the correct way to play this opening. Knight should go here, not the pawn. But let's see if we can get away with it. Trick is here. If you take the pawn, there's knight takes e4, and then queen h4. White normally wins a pawn, but black has a lot of compensation. Yeah, this is one very reasonable way of handling the system. Didn't play bishop c4 in some position against me. Is that here? I've noticed like sometimes the engines just go knight h3 as well. This mouse is so sensitive. Like, I was gonna play this move, but not. It just. Boof. Just goes boom, and then it's there. That is a bit hard to control. Here I think... Oh no, that's with the pawn on h6, I think. That somehow there's a trick there. Now, this was one of my ideas, though. Just to let him take. And the point is that the pawn on h3, which looks insane, actually controls the square on g4, so that I can play f4 later. That's one of the points, at least. That's a very logical move. Yeah, king h1 makes no sense. Let's go a5. Now that he has made f4 less attractive. His pawn on h5 is also not great. If it moves to h4, it's a target, and it prevents him from playing knight h5, which I think is a move he really wants. So go king g2 just to protect the pawn, overprotect here. Seems like a good strategy. This is logical. Let's go knight f4, prevent knight c5. I think he must be doing fairly well here. But I don't hate my position either. This I was initially not convinced by. Let's call the bluff. And protect. I'm not sure it's a bluff, but we'll call it regardless. I just need like king h1, bishop d1. I should be consolidating the position. And it should be remembered that even though it's not a pretty pawn, it is an extra pawn. And he's got some serious weaknesses in his position too. So, exchange sack is very logical. I'm not sure he has enough juice here, especially since his king is a bit loose. Let's go knight b6. We want to take this if we can, because I don't see a lot of threats. It doesn't mean that there are none, but I don't see them. Let's go here, knight h3. I think I got f4. So it doesn't fall into that. Bishop f1, I guess. Bishop h6, I go knight, queen e4. Or queen d4 maybe. There was maybe some knight c4 there, but I didn't really fancy it. No, I think I can just grab here. Knight here, queen e4. Things should be falling apart a little bit for him. Queen g5 is also a move. Maybe that's actually simpler. Here. Yeah, and it seems to be falling apart for him. queen f3, there's bishop g2. Don't see it. Queen h5 is a big threat. Here I got knight d6. No, there's rook d7 still. No, knight f5, bishop f6. This kind of semi-resisting there. How can I wrap this up in a very clean way? Okay, here I'll take. I think here 98. That's the move. No, then 98. I don't have to check, so I'll go here. That was my other plan. And this should seal it. I called it a couple of times already, but now there should be zero doubt. Taking here, bishop c4 is coming. Now there's just nothing. No hope. And rook f5. Forcing resignation. And we move to 6 out of 6. One step closer to the promised land. Let's see what the engine was saying here. It probably doesn't like bishop c4. Bishop h6, is that what Hikaru did against Fabi? Or something? Yeah, it doesn't hate it. a5. Knight f2-7, knight a4. Likes knight d3. It does not like that. Knight d3 is always the move. Here, rook a1. I mean, rook a3 was nonsense, but I felt that the trend was good here. I did. I'm just never maybe as worried about my position as I should have been. Now rook e7 is fine for black. Ugh, I just didn't get this at all, did I? I thought rook e7. What's the idea here? Oh my god, there's smothered mate. The dream of every amateur and their brother. Oh boy. So many tricks. Let's look at Niemann. That game's still going, or I'm not able to observe it. So he wins. There's a very good chance that I play him next, or this guy from Argentina who is apparently bossing every single game so far. Apart from that, we got Hikaru with 5.5 out of 6, lurking just behind. So, regardless of what happens here, we are in a position in the tournament where there are probably some pretty big games coming up. So, at this point, you can't really hope for more than that. You cannot win the tournament in the first 6 rounds, but you can put yourself in a good position. Okay, so I get Fiorito, and then I suspect Niemann and Nakamura are also playing. So, no easy pairings in this field though, especially somebody who's won 6 games out of 6 is normally quite good at chess. E5, huh? I guess we're back to playing the French, and I'm gonna play the same old system that I always do. CD4 and 97. No surprises, but seems to work out well for me. Oh, this most people play with Most people play with knight a3 to c2 these days, but this is also decent. I had this against what's his name? Ravi Hadia from England at the old European Club Cup last year. Is rook c1 a move here? Is that what I'm running into? I don't see it though. Here, I guess I should go b5 just to prevent any b4 knight. And this, I don't know. This feels reasonable for black to me. This is what I thought maybe he couldn't do. To take the pawn. Oh, there's queen g4. That's the problem. Guess we'll take and castle. This could be a bit worse for me actually now. I'm a little bit worried. Usually in these positions you want to play like a quick. So maybe I should have done things a bit differently there. Here, I think I should go f6. Queen b1 or something. I'm hoping fe5 and then king h8 and just pretending that I'm fine. I should have taken with the bishop. I don't know. This felt safer intuitively. Long term, I'm more or less fine here. I do have the bishop pair, after all. Let's go here. Always nice. Yeah. This I was not worried about at all. Normally, I think I feel decent about opening the position like that. I do have some hanging pieces to contend with. This is interesting actually. The idea after queen c2, which attacks a couple of positions in my point, is to take this one. Let's go here. Try and bring the knight around. I was not convinced that that line was working, so I feel like my position is fundamentally alright, so there's no need to do anything crazy. Bishop d6 here. I think I got rook h6. That should be fine. It's hard for me to imagine that he can do something like immediately violent here. This is a move that I can play next, preventing knight h5, and also bringing the queen into play along the 7th rank. And he is burning a lot of time. So that's a good sign. But very even game so far. Okay, so that is a bit of, I wouldn't say a shameful retreat, but that means that I certainly don't have any problems here. Go here, intending knight to g5. Which is kind of transparent, but it's not that easy to do something about it. If he can move the rook from the from the file, but you don't really want to do that generally. No, I'm still hinting at this. Okay, that makes sense. Let's change tack and go for knight d6. Here. Oh, he's got 95. Well, that was underestimated at the very least. More or less missed, if I'm going to be even more honest. Let's go here maybe? It's not g4, but at least I have some rook f7, knight b2 maybe. Very murky. Well, time can quickly become a factor here. But this I don't think he should do. Bishop b5. Bishop h2. That seems to be a big pawn. Here. Should win. Queen c4, I got ab, attacking his queen. Otherwise gf, I go ab. I'm winning material. Bishop g5 looks normal. Try and bring in the queen. And it looks like it's gonna be game over for Senor Fiorito soon. Oh, rook f4, that was not good. Nah, knight d2 should be more than good enough. Queen e5, I guess, but I am winning on position and on the board. Oh, it's a clever try though. Go here maybe? Rook b8, just protect the pawn. Rook f5, bishop f6, knight c4, maybe knight e3 or knight d6. Or just knight b2 if he allows that. Oh, tricky move. Knight c4. It would have been a blunder. Now it's a fork and that's the end of the game. That was not at all easy. There's a half a point, so I suspect Niemann and Carl made a draw. And I am certainly playing Niemann next. Oh, I can see that here that they made a draw. Looks like a poor opening from Hikaru. Then, yeah, black was certainly in the driver's seat, but then tactics happened, and all of a sudden it was fine. Which often happens in Hikaru's games. I don't feel like I've played particularly well so far. Like I'm a little bit off, missing some tactics and so on, but I haven't played anybody like really, really good so far, so I've been a little bit lucky with pairings. But now I see the names up there. Hikaru is there, Alireza is there, Niemann is there, Bortnyk is there. Even Penguin has got 6 out of 7. Andreikin, so yeah, we're probably going to be playing all top players in the last few rounds. Okay. As mentioned earlier, e4 is best by test, so we'll try it. So this is the 4-knight Scotch. It's a fairly boring opening. I played it a few weeks ago in Title Tuesday against was that Min, I think? And I ended up winning the game, but obviously not because of the opening. But normally it leads to very, very drawish positions. Which is fine by me, since for the moment I am leading the tournament. Oh, that was bad. I should have prevented bishop g4. There's not a chance I should have given him. Here, I'm going to play f5 and then, sorry, f4 and take it from there probably. Guess now we can jump in and trade. King g3. It's f4 too, but seems quite reasonable. And the truth is, there isn't much happening here. Take that. King g4, not because I have like very aggressive intentions, but it just seems reasonable. We'll go here. Nah. Okay. Let's do this for now. Go 3 maybe. Bishop d6 is a bit passive. Yeah. He's coming here. I'm not sure I agree with that decision of his. Seems now that I am gaining some initiative. Rook f2. So this is some rook c3, then c5, bishop b7. Oh, bishop b7, I could have gone rook g3, and then bishop b4, and I obtained the weakening that I was seeking. But regardless here, I do have some initiative still. And he's getting a bit shorter time. It's good news for me. So going back to e6. Seems a bit passive. Bishop c8 maybe? Bishop d7. So in a little bit of a roundabout way, I do force his pawns forward eventually. And now they are well and truly blockaded. Let's trade the rooks. I think we're getting into some fairly dangerous territory for him, if that trade were to happen. Maybe that's a good defense. Try and advance this pawn, maybe? Don't think he has any active ideas whatsoever. I don't know what this does for him. Now this pawn, I think, is now very dangerous for him. So this should win. Rook d7, rook b7. So let's see. Here, rook g2. Rook d8, bishop c7, rook d7, rook c2, rook b7. Oh, sorry, rook b7, bishop b. Take him b6. a7, bishop a4. Wow, I should just win actually. Maybe I can go here first, actually. No, let's just go for it. I spent way too much time on that decision. It was a bit unnecessary. It seems to me that it's just winning. Here. That should not help at all. He's going for rook f2, but I just have king e4, bringing the king back, and his a pawn should just be queening. Well, that was an easy technical win in the end. Barely a single variation calculated. Just playing for a draw and getting the win. Very nice. So we are in a great position, 8 out of 8. Let's look at Hikaru's game. If he wins this, which he probably will, against the old penguin, then I am more than likely playing him next. Because I got 8 out of 8, and the next group of players is going to be 7 out of 8. Penguin is really good in time pressure though, and let's see. Bishop f5. Car is trying to consolidate. Oh, no. Oh, he missed that. Oh boy. This is really bad news for Hikaru. He's lost now. Rook b1. Rook e6. Rook g6 is possible. This is also winning. And Penguin is way too quick to let this go. And this is probably just frustration for Hikaru playing this out. King c6 and mate on the next move. Oh, mate in 2 also works. So, Alireza. Oh, Alireza's got 7 out of 8, so that means that I'm playing him since Hikaru didn't get to that point. So I'll take a little bit of a break, grab a little bit of drinks, and then I'll be back to finish. Okay, I guess we are back again soon. So 8 out of 8, very good tie break. It's looking good, but nothing is over yet. So I'm in the lead with 8 out of 8. We have 4 players with 7 out of 8, and then a further 8 with 6.5 out of 8. Since Alireza Firouzja is the highest rated player of those with 7 out of 8, I strongly suspect, that I am playing him next. In second, by the way, Simonenkov from Ukraine. Very strong young player. I'm thinking he's about 15, 16, something like that. Haven't played him too many times, but I've always found it to be a very tough fight. I see Serrana here. 6 out of 8. In terms of World Cup players, Serrana is still in the World Cup, but he did lose to Jospum earlier today. And Jospum is actually not playing Title Tuesday today. So the boys gotten serious. But there we go. As expected, I'm playing black and I'm playing Alireza. Let's see what he's gonna do. We're gonna go for... We're getting a Catalan, huh? Let's play the modern system with bishop d6. I feel like he's done it, so I'm trying to play his system against him. I think after early b3 you go for b6. That's the idea. Queen c2. Knight d7, is that running into takes and knight b5? Let's see if he wants to do that. I also got knight d5 if I want. Which does not look unplayable. Knight b5 immediately. No, this maybe I should be impressed, but I'm not super impressed by it. Knight d6. Like queen c4 should be fine in here. Let's go here maybe. Rook c8, maybe there was bishop a3 with a pin on this rook, so I'm preparing bishop a3 and then rook fc8. I quite like this. I feel that I am closer to being better than he is. Which is very good after a few moves with the black pieces. Okay, so this was semi-missed. I gotta admit that. But I still like it for me. Oh, I wanted some kind of queen c3 or queen c2, but that's his idea. Now I see. Now his play makes a lot more sense to me. Took some time, but now I understand. I still don't mind my position. My bishop is strong, and there seems to be decent compensation for his bishop pair. b5 and then knight b6. Don't mind if I do. It's also queen a6, queen b7 ideas are being opened up. Fairly equal on time, which for Alireza is pretty good. He's usually down on time, especially against me. So I can go knight b6, but I'd rather just keep the queens. Keep the queens, keep the tension. Queen b6. Bishop d2. This was his idea, huh? Guess I'll trade. a5. This does not look very impressive for him. Knight e4. Knight d6. And I can go here potentially. He's not seriously worse or anything, but must be the one who's pushing here. Queen d6. It's not that easy. Rook a1, knight b6. Whatever, it's fine. It's all good. Knight e5. I think I'm happy to trade. I think the reality is my position is not as good as I could have maybe hoped. Or as I did maybe hope. So here I want to keep an eye. a3 maybe? Yeah, that was semi-missed. I've gotten like very slightly outplayed over the last few moves. I don't feel like I'm really ever better here anymore. I don't hate that move, but I hadn't decided, and that's annoying. Like, this knight is, sorry, not this knight, but this mouse is so sensitive. It's actually a bit of an annoying move. No, this is not good. Oh, he took back. That was not what I expected. But it's very strong. Yeah, I've got myself into some very serious trouble here. Yeah, I've gotten outplayed. It's as simple as that. Here takes. It's king e1 in the end. I don't see any big ideas there. No, I should have to take. I should have just done it much sooner. Rook b5 as well. B5, rook c8. Maybe I have some drawing chances. Check. There really isn't much here. I got rook d8, d7. I got queen b7, keeping the game going. For the moment, his bishop is quite bad. That is kind of my one saving grace. He must have missed this. Now I got rook d7, b7. No, that does not work. Okay, I gotta take here. I generally should be able to hold this position. I feel like this is reasonably hard to play with little time, so I just gotta be fast. Like, position is reasonably hard for white to play with little time since his king is not super safe. It's kind of easier for me because my king is very safe and I am just pushing my pawn and then activating my queen. Like this, for instance. Queen c1 is a big threat. He decides to give up a pawn, which I will gladly take. Let's play for a win. Check. It's not get mated. That's the first order of the day. Queen f3. Let's push. Queen g4. Yeah, but I'm never getting mated here, am I? Take the pawn. Queen g7. Queen d4. Yeah, this should be an easy win. I have way too many pawns for him. f5. This is fun. Just pushing them all. Now, here and here and here. That's a new queen. Checkmate. Okay. Well, it was the same story as the EWC. Eventually, he spent too much time. The difference with the EWC is that there I was usually doing well on the board as well, but here I was actually lost, I think. Yeah, there's this really poor phase for me. Yeah, e4. It's actually still fine, just not blundering that. Here. Check. b4. Rook d8. It's the only move to kind of keep the game going, but yeah, d7 was terrible. Now, oh, there was actually perpetual there. This is fine practically. Like, practically I'm never losing here. And then, of course, spending so much time on the next two moves is not great. Let me just see what his standings are. So I'm leading with a point and a half now. So that's pretty big. Let's go 1e4. c5. Let's play the Alapin. It worked well against Niemann to play a little bit for a draw. Here, what's the line here? Bishop c4 maybe? Then we can play d4. Oh, what am I doing? I thought that I'm winning the tournament for sure with a draw in this game. That's actually not true. I still have to get a result in the last game. Is this idea like knight b6 now? I think people go. If you go, I think you go knight b6 first, and then you go knight b4 after this. But here, am I not getting a better endgame? I am somewhat confused. I take knight a8. Is this some kind of prep? Andreikin is not usually that well prepared. And also it seems to end up with an extra pawn for me. Let's find out. Oh, I'm trying to take the rook immediately. That is a bit greedy. Here. Bishop b3. And rook c1 was the idea. The knight c3 seems to be an unstoppable threat. And then, as far as I can see, I will be ending up with an extra pawn. I mean, he will, of course, have compensation with the bishop pair, but enough to, like, trouble me seriously? I doubt that. I must be better there. Okay, very logical. Knight c3. I grab a7 all I can. He's behind in development as well here, so I'm not really sure he's getting anywhere here. Bishop b4, I got 90 here, and then rook b1. Looks very scary for black. Oh, was this possible? Oh well. Knight d4, I guess. Castles. I got bishop c5. And then if rook a8, I take rook b1, rook a2, and then knight c3. I don't win. No, I don't actually win. There's rook a3, takes, and the rook comes back to to c8. That's actually a really funny line. Okay, let's go here then. Maybe I'll go here first. As a matter of fact. Rather than... No, I got knight c3 and I got knight d1. So that's the line. Rook a8. Takes, rook b1, rook a2, knight c3, rook a3, and I got knight d1. And if he takes the knight, rook b8. Yeah, I think that wins. Unless I'm missing something really bad here. But yeah, this seems to be just rook b8 mate next. We're winning the knight. And that should be it. So we take with the knight. b3, there's knight d2, and then there's knight c4 next. Consolidating everything. And there we go. Resignation. That makes it 10 out of 10. As far as I can count, and that's 10 points is more than anybody else can possibly attain in the tournament. Which means that we can follow the other games that are going on. Duda against Niemann. Duda has a completely winning position, but it's kind of short on time. Rook c4 maybe is a try. King b1. There really isn't anything after that. But let's see if he can keep a clear head. Rook c6 back maybe. But what are you really hoping for there? There's no threats.
Woo!
It's too early. There's a round left.
There's a round left?
Idiots. But I cannot be caught. The overzealous people at Team Liquid. Rook d8. Is there bishop b3 now? Rook d7. No, it doesn't work. So the only question is time for Duda, but he should be able to convert it comfortably with 44 seconds. Like, he is not the fastest player, but he is not slow either. Niemann resigns, and that means that Duda makes it to 8.5 out of 10, and I'll probably play him next. Let's look. Bortnyk. Maybe I'll play Bortnyk actually. It would be a nice finish to get my customary L against him. I mean, since I have won the tournament, I do probably want to go for 11 out of 11, but on the other hand, I'm also like a little bit tired, so we'll see. I don't know, bishop d3. King c5, that's good. It's good technique, making sure that the king cannot go here. And if you go up with the knight, for instance. Oh, actually, there's all other tricks, but this is one of them. Yeah, this should be better, much better for white. And Bortnyk is up on time, and he's much faster than Semenenko, so he should be able to convert this. b5, king f6, b6, or bishop d5. It's also probably cleaner, but yeah. Rook h6, and then yeah, knight d8 back, or bishop f6. But I mean, it's dead loss for black. There's the knight, and there's the game. So let's see. We got myself at 10 out of 10, Duda and Bortnyk at 8.5. So what is certain is that I'm playing one of them. And I'm also probably playing black, I would guess. But both of them seem to be due a black game too, so who knows? Hikaru is down at 7.5 out of 10. Alireza has 8 out of 10, and he has a pretty good tiebreak, so he could still get second or third and get some valuable EWC points. And Niemann has 7.5 out of 10 as well, so much like Hikaru, he's out of the running. Oh, and then we got our buddy Nico about to be flagged here. That's a shame. He also needs points for the EWC after getting rudely knocked out of the World Cup by none other than Sindarov. So we get Bortnyk, relatively tough pairing in the last round, and we get another game with black. Let's see what he does against e4, e5 today. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. Is he... Oh, bishop's... Knight c3, that's what he does, huh? Let's go here. Yeah, there are some interesting forcing lines here. How is castles? B5 there. I don't know. D6, I think knight d5 is good. So let's castle. Here, knight d5 is quite interesting. But I don't always know what his intentions are. Because he has his own ideas in the opening, that's for sure. For d3, we go h6, and that ends up in very normal lines. So I think here, unless you want to allow like a quick c3, d4, you kind of have to take the pawn. But it's not clear at all. d3, you go back, bishop e7. White has the bishop here, and like a surprisingly dangerous initiative. Is this a move too? What's the idea? Let's take it. See. Was this a mouse slip? It probably wasn't. I just don't see the idea. Oh, is there some take in queen g4? No, that cannot be. Can it really? Seems very hard to believe. No, I got knight f6. What am I talking about? Queen g4, I got knight f6. As I might be surprised, but for the moment I am puzzled, since I don't get what his idea is. Queen f3, knight c5. What's the big idea there? I mean, he can give a check, but I just go bishop b7 at the end, and his queen is trapped. Does he want some kind of queen g3? A king h8? What does he have then? I am puzzled. King h8, maybe there's c3, maybe he has some compensation there. Or we take the knight. Bishop a7, I guess. Bishop a7, maybe. Should go here. Wait a sec. How do I do this? Bishop c5, b4, bishop d6, knight c7. Okay, I think I should go here. I'm not quite sure. It's maybe not as clear as I thought. But it should be much better. No, maybe I'm miscalculating here. Knight c7 is e4 an idea? Yeah, e4 wins. Yeah, that's the idea. Queen f6, c6. Well, c6 is not. It's not completely clear. I don't know what that move is all about. Go here. Bishop g5, go f6. So I realized like I'm not winning immediately here. I had to give up the exchange, and now I think I go f5 first. No, I'm fucking allowed this. Damn it! That was a huge mistake. Oh, she didn't see it. That was lucky. Now if bishop g5, I got queen d7. Or bishop e6. I really, really didn't want to trade those bishops. The thing is, I have such a good position here, and it's really hard to mess up, to be honest. I probably will, but like it's fairly easy to play, and I'm also considerably better. So he's trying for c4. I kind of feel like this should win. e4 takes g3, queen g2. It's not super clear. So I'm not actually mating there. Okay, I should play a bit faster. No, maybe then I'm allowing some kind of... No, not for the moment. I don't love this. I don't love this at all. No, bishop e4. I think this is what I saw, and what I hoped that he had missed. This should wrap it up. This has been like, pretty mediocre, nervous game. Like, just lacking that feeling in this game. But I'm gonna get away with it, almost certainly. Go here, I guess. Whatever. Just take a5. Rook e7. Just force an exchange with the rook so I don't get mated in any way. Bishop b5, a4, bishop c5, e3. And he will eventually create a threat, but it is too late. Or is it? Bishop f6. There I am actually getting mated. Okay, I just gotta give a check on d3. Can even go here immediately. Don't have to trade. And g6 would be mate except for this. And it is not mate. And it's not stalemate either. Okay. Don't mouse slip. This is a nicer checkmate. Okay, boys and girls. 11 out of 11. Play was a bit iffy at times, but, you know, we'll take the score.
Woo!
And we got the big liquid cup outside as well. It's nice. Nepomniachtchi got himself to 9 out of 11, kind of out of nowhere. Let's just quickly have a look at last game. This was won by Hikaru against Savannah. Games. Let's have a look. Oh, it's about to buy 1. Alireza made it to 9 out of 11. So this is like 3rd or 4th time maybe that I make 11 out of 11. It's always nice. Not gonna lie, it's a good feeling. Okay, tournament over. First, 11 points from 11 games. For those who don't know, that is maximum score. As good as it gets. Alireza with 9 out of 11, second, and then Nepomniachtchi with 9 out of 11 in third. Hikaru, Tabatabai with 9 out of 11 as well, get some nice EWC points, and then Hikaru and a few others have 8.5. Okay, I guess that is it for today. I am going to be heading back to my home country, to my family, whom I miss very much. So big shout out to them, and I'll see you soon, and I guess I will see you guys as well soon enough when Tuesday or another potential streaming day comes along. But for now,